All right, so it looks like there's a little bit of controversy about the whistleblower report that was submitted to Congress, right? This report about the secret UAP program called Immaculate Constellation, right? It being a cornerstone of this hearing that just happened on November 13th, right, in the House. Well, apparently there was one more document that didn't get submitted with that report, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I have to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. Because you see, I hate politics, y'all, to be honest with you, because you never know what's true and what's not, which is why I have partnered up with Straight Arrow News for today's video, because Straight Arrow News gives it to you straight. I find it important to use because I can't tell left-leaning, right-leaning how things are going to go, right? So with this website and available app, you can get to the truth. Because Straight Arrow News serves you, not an agenda, so you can make the most informed decisions. Straight Arrow News is committed to unbiased, fact-based journalism in an environment where media mistrust is at an all-time high. I agree with that. With today's divisive political and media environments, our goal of serving you, not any party's agenda, is even more critical. I definitely agree with that. By approaching every issue from an objective middle ground and highlighting underreported stories, we aim to empower you with the facts and provide context. I mean, who doesn't want to get this, right? They've got a website and an app where you can clearly see what is left-leaning, right-leaning, and then what is just straight down the middle, which is why I love using Straight Arrow News, and I highly recommend you use it as well. It's absolutely perfect for what we're doing here at Vetted on this channel, so I love this product. I'll put a link in the description for the website and an app download. You're not only supporting me, but you're supporting the hardworking journalism that takes place on Straight Arrow News. This Immaculate Constellation report was first publicly reported about month and a half ago from journalist Michael Shellenberger.
Yeah, this is an incredible story. So a new whistleblower has come forward with a written report that this person has shared with some members of Congress and with me. And the report is quite extraordinary. It says that there is an unacknowledged special access program called Immaculate Constellation,
who then testified before Congress talking a little bit more about this report, right? This Immaculate Constellation, right? And I guess the story is out there is basically Michael Shellenberger broke the story on this, right? Immaculate Constellation, Michael Shellenberger, boom, boom, connect those names. Then Nancy Mace enters into the record this report, an 11-page report, right? And yesterday in my live stream, I kind of talked about, there was an extra page at the end, but it was blank, and that's why maybe people thought there was 12 pages, not 11. Well, it turns out there was a 12th page, and it came from Jeremy Corbell. And Jeremy Corbell put out this tweet. Hey, Representative Nancy Mace, you said 12 pages. There are only 11 pages here on the record. What was the 12th page? The missing page.
One thing I wanted to add at the end of my closing statement is there is a document that will be entered into the congressional record today. Mr. Tim Burchett from Tennessee has this document, and we just distributed it to every member up here on the dais of this document. But this is going to be the original document from the Pentagon about Immaculate Constellation that Michael Shellenberger delivered to Congress today. So thank you, Mr. Shellenberger, for this information. We are all reading it in real time now, and Mr. Burchett will enter it into the record. But 12 pages about this unacknowledged special access program that your government says does not exist.
But at this point, we don't see the 12th document. We don't know what Jeremy means until, again, everyone was kind of confused. And then this happened. Here is the missing 12th page of the Immaculate Constellation docs provided to Congress yesterday. It was a cover letter by the great Jeremy Corbell, who played a foundational role in the pretext for the hearing and should also get credit. And who tweets that out? Well, that is none other than Jesse Michaels, who is a UFO researcher who covers this topic extensively and who was at the hearing. Now, he actually did an interview with Michael Shellenberger, and I have an interesting clip from that I'll get to in just a moment. But first, one would have to ask the question, why didn't Jeremy Corbell tweet out this 12th page? And I think that's a good question to ask. But regardless, and we'll get to that document in a moment, I will read it. But more importantly, what happened, right? So apparently, Jeremy Corbell decides to, I don't know if confront is the right word, but definitely inquire, right, to Representative Nancy Mace. Hey, what happened, right? Because the story goes is this. Jeremy Corbell pulled out of his backpack when he got to the hearing the full report with his additional document, right, and handed it to a congressional aide who then, gave it to Nancy Mace, and that was included on the record, but without Jeremy Corbell's, right, document to go with it, which I'm sure he wanted it to, right? So then after the hearing, he confronts her about it because during the hearing gives credit to Michael Shellenberger and it was submitted to Congress, or by the Pentagon and blah, 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 right? So kind of interesting, right? But Jeremy Corbell does inquire to Nancy Mace after the hearing, and there is photographic evidence and witness statements to support it. Now, here you can see Jeremy Corbell saying something to Michael Shellenberger and Nancy Mace right behind it there in the background, right? And there's Nancy Mace right in front of him. I mean, something was said there, right? This is during that moment, right? And Nancy Mace just walks away with James Fox right there, that look. And who took those pictures? This guy. And here are some tweets that help support that as well. That was a tense moment. I was sitting behind Fox and heard Jeremy confront her about the missing page, along with saying that he was the person who brought the doc, not Shellenberger. I can confirm as I saw him take it out of his backpack and hand it to a congressional aide. I can confirm these photos capture this exchange, having attended the hearing. It should also be noted that Nancy Mace mischaracterized the physical document as having been delivered to Congress today by Shellenberger. In a brief exchange with Jeremy Corbell immediately after the hearing adjourned, Shellenberger confirmed he did not deliver it. Shellenberger admitted that to Jeremy in front of me when Jeremy Corbell confronted him. Michael Shellenberger claimed, quote, "It was confusing," unquote. He wasn't confused. He has yet to correct this publicly. Bad look for a journalist who expects whistleblowers to trust him, if you ask me. But one question we have to ask is, does this matter, right? All of this, I don't know. But it is interesting to think about what's, right, some of these things that are happening behind the scenes, for sure. Because Michael Shellenberger also tweeted out the full report. So it got submitted, by Nancy Mace in the hearing and then was available online and you can find it, right? But then also Michael Shellenberger takes pictures of it on his iPhone and tweets it out, right? And that one clearly is not going to include Jeremy Corbell's, letter with it, right? But like I mentioned Jesse Michaels earlier, he just released a video interviewing Michael Shellenberger after the hearing, right? And in that video, there's a small portion where that moment that Michael Shellenberger tweets out the photos is in there. And if you pay attention, Jesse Michaels kind of helps him word it. So I don't, you know what I mean? And he's tweeting out the document from Michael Shellenberger. So I don't know if there's any wrongdoing. It sounds like just a lot of confusion all over the place about this.
So yeah, let's get this thing out there, man.
You are just taking photos on your iPhone. It's incredible.
So I'm just going to tweet it, or what do we call it now?
Okay.
Immaculate Constellation report on the U.S. government's secret UAP UFO program from whistleblower.
Whistleblower released today. You'd say discussed by Congress in today's hearing. Full report here, and then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Give it an RT right now.
Yeah. Let's roll.
Yeah.
Whistleblower released today by. Okay.
Done.
Done.
I just you better get that first retweet.
Feels like the main impetus is we all need to read. Michael just tweeted the Immaculate Constellation report.
That was fast.
Yeah.
You happy? Great. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, and Jeremy Corbell is going to this hearing all excited, right? He's ready to present this document. He's brought it with him, right? Here's a video of him just hanging out at the hearing.
This is the calm before the storm.
And then he turns in this report with his cover letter, expecting that to go in on the record. And then to his surprise, boom, that's not included. All credit goes to Michael Shellenberger, and Jeremy Corbell feels like he's left in the dust, right? That's what I would imagine. And, you know, I don't know. Does it matter? I'm not sure. It kind of does. I mean, a little bit, you know, to some extent, right? Now, again, we'll get to that document with Jeremy Corbell, but Tim Burchett was asked about this in this document, and here's what he had to say.
Tim, can you tell me in the audience who it was brought the Immaculate Constellation documents to Congress to be submitted for public record?
Yeah, well, Jeremy Corbell actually had brought those to me earlier, and then there was, see, I'm not the chairman, and there was discussion earlier of, discussion in that one of the members on the dais, and his name escapes me right now. Like you said, it is early, but that he was the one who brought it. So there's going to be but Corbell is the one who originally brought it to me over a month ago.
So you can decide for yourself. Now, let's get to this 12th page, right, of this whistleblower report, the document that Jeremy Corbell submitted himself. Unidentified anomalous phenomena, truth, lies, and strategic surprise. 13th of November, 2024. My name is Jeremy Corbell, and I'm an American investigative journalist. My mentor in journalism is George Knapp. The following document is submitted on behalf of a courageous government whistleblower who has presented evidence on the UAP issue to the appropriate committees of the United States Congress. This report includes highly credible information, not only affirming the existence of unidentified anomalous phenomena, but also exposing a decades-long conspiracy to deceive the American people and their elected representatives from uncovering the truth about the durational UAP presence on planet Earth and its potential origin. Naturally, one might ask, why not step forward directly? Why does the author remain unseen before the American public? The answer to this is nearly as unsettling as the revelations asserted within this report. In today's America, speaking truth has become a perilous endeavor. Citizens and journalists now face the grim reality of potentially lethal retaliation from rogue government factions. Whistleblowers and the journalists who support them are no longer assured freedom, safety, or prosperity in the United States of America. This fact should disturb every American at their core. We are witnessing the erosion of free expression under the guise of national security, a slippery descent into authoritarian censorship. Yet, the spirit of freedom remains. Brave individuals have defied intimidation and oppression to bring these truths to light. This document is merely one piece in a larger body of evidence, a rising tide of undeniable truth that cannot and will not be silenced. I have personally gone to objectively extreme measures to ensure this. My hope is that by sharing this document, Americans will feel inspired to reclaim not just their government, but the very fabric of their reality. Reality itself has been manipulated by a privileged few who, blinded by fear and greed, have disregarded the suffering of millions. What unfolds from here will shape not only the future of the United States, but that of humanity on planet Earth. I have a lot more to say on the matter. However, I request to do so under oath when I'm formally invited by Congress in a hearing open to the American public. With hope and commitment, Jeremy Corbell. All right, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching today's video. I have a crazy video coming out tomorrow, y'all, about David Grusch that you're going to want to hear. Not sure how people are going to feel about it. We'll find out tomorrow. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. Remember, betters, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.